dance, everybody. Come on.
Hi, Rosa. Welcome into the chat. We're going to be talking about Soul Train today. Rosa, are you familiar with Soul Train? Let me know. Let me know if you're familiar with Soul Train. Rosa, are you subscribed to the channel? Let me know if you're subscribed to the channel. If you are not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Rosa, are you subscribed to the channel? Let me know. Let me know. If y'all are listening in, please hit that like button. Drop down in the chat. We're about to talk about Soul Train, y'all. We're about to go through some things that y'all may not have known about the TV show Soul Train. That's what we're doing for Way Back Wednesday today. I'm playing the music from my other phone. I was trying to get my Echo speaker to work, that Echo Amazon Dot. So I gotta work on that, y'all. I'm gonna have it together. By the next time I play music, I'm gonna have it together. But right now, I gotta use my other phone. Official Swagger! Yes, Don Cornelius. Yes, Official Swagger. You gotta stay in here because I got some interesting facts about the TV show Soul Train. And I wanna know if y'all knew this.
And the Soul Train dancers. And you'll be hearing some important news from Johnson Products Company.
Okay, you hear that, Don Cornelius? Official Swagger.
Makers of Ultra Sheen, Afro Sheen,
Y'all,
and Ultra Sheen Cosmetics.
y'all remember those cosmetics?
Here's your host, Don Cornelius. said, welcome aboard. You're right on time for another sweet ride on the Soul Train. We'll be looking right back at you with a biggie by Miss Donna Summers right after these important messages.
Then, hey Rajan, official swagger said blue bag here, Grace. You remember? You remember? Yes. What time is it? We're gonna give them like 4 more minutes to come in, y'all. Okay. I cannot wait to see if y'all knew these different facts. Let me see. I think I got like maybe, do I have, let me, how many do I have? Let me see how many facts I have about Soul Train, y'all. I was like, because I want to do something different. I know we usually go way back and we all chime in on whatever the topic is for, like, if it's music from way back in the day, if it's about candy back in the day, whatever we pick, we all kind of chime in. We still can chime into this one. I just want to dissect. We already dissect the good time. We did good. What do we do? Good times. And was it the Jeffersons? Yeah, Good Times and the Jeffersons. We already did that. So I wanted to do something different. So I'm going to be giving fun facts out about the TV show Soul Train. Let me see Associate Minister made it in. Hello, Scabba's World. Good afternoon. I can hear you clearly. No lag, no echo. I can hear the music clearly. Good, good. Roger said Associate Minister was asking about what happened. Oh, wait. I didn't see that. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even see the comment. Why can't I see that? I don't know, but I did. Uh, yeah, there he is. Yes, I did have to reschedule it, y'all. My leg, y'all know I just had a knee replacement, and my around the time I had to go on, like an hour before I had to go on, I really needed to lay back and elevate my leg, and so I didn't feel up to it, so I rescheduled it for next Monday, of course. I did reschedule it, y'all. I felt so bad, but I was like, I just am not in the mood right now because I just need to lay down and try to sleep this off. So yes, I had to reschedule. I was so mad. The topic was midlife crisis or just a change. Like, a lot of people want to say that it's a midlife crisis, but it could just be you get to a certain age and you want to make a change. And so that's what we're going to be talking about next Monday. Y'all make sure y'all here, okay? Thank you, Official Swagger. I'm trying. I'm definitely trying. Social Minister said, I didn't ask about things. All right, Roger, put it up on you. Oh, my gosh. So y'all, so yes, we are about to dissect with some fun facts about Soul Train to see if y'all knew this, okay? And we're about to get started like in 1 minute. Did everybody get a chance to hit that like button for me? Go ahead and hit that like button for me, y'all. Y'all know I'm on the road to 11K. So if you know somebody that is interested in the channel, or even if they ain't interested in it and they can just go ahead and push that subscribe button on their YouTube account, all they got to do is press subscribe. If they don't want to come back, they got to come back. I wish they'd come back, but if they don't want to come back, all they got to do is do like I did when I grabbed my grandkid's phone. It was like, give me that YouTube app on your phone, and I press the subscribe button. Y'all do the same thing for me. Let me see. No, dropping it low. For a while, I got right Official Swagger. No, but they said after about a good year, 6 months to a year, I should be able to again. I should be able to again. But y'all just look at the thumbnail and just that's my inspiration. I did an AI picture to give me inspiration. Rajesh said, he said, I'll to don't worry, associate, I got you. Rajan, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying with the typo. You bad as me with my typos. Okay, so y'all, we're about to get started. So everybody in the chat, I know, put one in the chat because I think, first of all, let's acknowledge how the men just came and pulled up in the chat. First of all, let me do that. Let me appreciate these people who are green in the screen, who have purchased a membership to Grandma's World. First, I want to give y'all thanks for being in the chat. But then I want to thank all of the men. Like, y'all gotta like give yourself a pat on the back. Y'all showed up and I appreciate y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so you have ever heard of Soul Train? If you were raised on Soul Train, if you were on Soul Train, y'all put a one in the chat. Put it in one in the chat. Let me know. I gotta see where y'all at. Where y'all at? Or y'all might not even know what I'm talking about. But I think, like the song say, I think people all over the world knew about Soul Train. So let me see. I'm waiting on y'all. I'm waiting on y'all. Okay, official said okay. He is familiar with Soul Train. Okay, so we're gonna get started with our first. You seen it? Okay, Rajan said he seen it. Okay, good, good. Okay, so the first, what I'm gonna call these fun fact about Soul Train. Hey Tito, Tito, you made it. You made it. Okay, Tito, we're about to dissect Soul Train. Okay, so the first fun fact is that the TV show or the fact that it never happened. The whole TV show of Soul Train almost didn't happen. Many TV stations didn't think that a black music dance show would succeed, y'all. Can y'all imagine TV without Soul Train? Like literally, didn't we need Soul Train? Didn't the world need Soul Train? Like, what would we be doing if we didn't have Soul Train back in the day? Y'all let me know. Let me know about that. So they said that it almost did not even happen. They didn't have no faith in it. They thought that a black music dance show would not succeed. And look at what happened. Look at what happened over the years. Everybody knows Soul Train. Everybody knows the iconic train on there. Everybody knows that theme song. Everybody knows Don Cornelius and the dancers. All the things associated with it. Look at all the stars who had to cross that stage first. That's almost like saying the Apollo wouldn't make it, right? Man, I was so surprised about that. I was surprised about that. I was like, what? They didn't see that? Official Swagger said Soul Train was how most seen their favorite artists perform. Yes, for the first time. A lot of them came on there for it was almost like an Apollo. Like you know how most people had to cross that stage before they crossed over? That's how it was for Soul Train. They didn't know that they was making it or that they had made it unless they touched that stage, right? That's just how it was. Okay. I didn't know this. I don't know I don't know who I thought. Who do y'all think actually created the show Soul Train? Let me see if y'all know. Y'all might know. Y'all let me know. Who do y'all think actually created Soul Train? Y'all might be smarter than me. Let me say, Social Minister says Soul Train and Showtime at the Apollo were the two shows every black entertainer and music wanted to be on. Yes, that was like goals for the whole industry. Soul Train host Don Cornelius was the man. Yes, he was. He was. I got to learn how to do fancy stuff like putting pictures on the screen with me and everything because I could have just made sure I could have showed a picture of him, the dance. I could have just did so much better, y'all. But because I don't know how to do all that stuff, I be limited. Just listen to me. Just listen to me. But does anybody in the chat know who actually created the show? Y'all let me know. I'm waiting for y'all to answer. If y'all don't know, say I know. Like me, y'all be like me because I didn't know either. Let me know if you know who actually created Soul Train. Y'all let me know. Let me see. Wait, am I? Let me make sure. Yeah, I am down at the bottom. Y'all are not answering. Okay, I'm just going to give y'all the answer. We about to have days. Okay. Um, Don Cornelius actually created the show. I didn't know that. I thought he was just the host on there, but he actually created the show Soul Train. Let me see. Um, wait. Rajian said something, but it translated. So, I don't know. He said, I don't know. It came through. I don't know. Okay, it was Don Cornelius himself. He started out as a radio announcer, y'all, before he actually created the show. So, y'all know he kind of like got that voice. You can see like a radio announcer or a DJ type voice in him. So, that's what he worked as before. And then he, thereafter, I guess, created the show Soul Train. Now that was I was like, man, I would have gave him we all respect him anyways, but I would have gave him way more respect if I would have known that he was the one. Yes, the original host was Don Cordell. Yeah, he's the originator. He's the originator and he's the creator. He's the creator of Soul Train. Okay, so I also found out that the show began right next door, a state or a city, right? Well, it was in a city right next door to me because y'all know I'm from Wisconsin. The whole show started off in Chicago, y'all. Right next door. It was that close. I'm sure if my sister would have known that, or I bet my mom and dad never knew that, they would have at least let my sister go on that show, I'm sure. But yeah, so before it became nationally syndicated, it was a local Chicago television show. Before it went nationwide, it was just local in Chicago, y'all. I thought that was such a cool fun fact about that. I'm like, what? Right next door? So yes, it originated in Chicago. That was interesting. And let's see, the next thing I have is that the show actually premiered, and because I was like, how old is the show? Like, how old? It just seemed like it been there forever, all my life. Let me see. Chris said, hey, come on, chat, listening, cooking, and dancing. Please make sure you hit the like button and get green on the screen. She said while she in the middle of cooking. She dropping y'all a message. So the show actually has been there all of my life. The show premiered in 1971. That show is 19. It has been aired. Well, it first aired in 1971, and it remained on television for more than 3 decades. I had no idea, 80, 90, that they are saying that Soul Train went off the air in 2001. I'm confused about that. I don't remember still watching Soul Train in 2001, y'all. Do y'all remember that? Should I have fact checked that or something? I'm like, to 2001? I didn't even know in the 90s, like when my kids were born, I don't remember watching Soul Train, or maybe I just wasn't watching it anymore. But they said it stayed on the air 3 decades, 30 years, and that it started in 1971. That was interesting. That was interesting. Okay, let me see. Another fun fact about Soul Train is that Don Cornelius financed much of the early show himself, y'all. He created that show, and he financed much of the early show himself. Like, I guess when they first got started, he believed in the idea enough to make a financial risk on it. Now, y'all gotta let me know if y'all knew that. Madell, did you know that? Madell, you just get in this chat. Madell, did you know that Soul Train, that Don Cornelius was the originator? He created the show. He was the radio announcer who I guess thought of the show, had an idea, put it together, and funded most of, well, they said much. They didn't say most. They said much of the funding to get Soul Train on the air. Did you know that, Madell? I remember watching Soul Train in the late 90s. Later, okay, well, maybe I just didn't know. I just don't remember in the 90s. Well, I just remember as a kid, as a teenager, like type thing. I don't remember like watching it a little bit later than that, but I could have just not, because I ain't never been a TV person, so I could have missed it. You okay, but no, yes. Okay. Oh, that is amazing. Okay. So Soul Train, like, look, what's the, okay, y'all know that if it's Soul Train, if you heard the Soul Train, you heard the Soul Train line, because that's where it came from, right? So the Soul Train line wasn't a part of the original plan. Now it is where it came from. Let me read the next thing about it, because even though that's where we got it from, it is the Soul Train line wasn't part. It wasn't a part and thought of in the original stages, of putting it together. So it developed naturally and became the show's signature moment. Like, literally, I guess they must have been having so much fun on there. Yep, and it started in Chicago. That's what we said. It started right next door to me in Chicago, in a local television station in Chicago. So they were local there first, and then they branched out. But Soul Train, okay, so what they're saying is those people was jamming so hard up in there that they just start cheering each other on. Was like, you go down the line, we're gonna stand over here. And that was a natural thing. So it's not nothing that they said, okay, this is what we can do on Soul Train. They were just having such a good time that they naturally created that, y'all. Man, because okay, everybody in this chat in some way, shape, or form, at some age, y'all had to have went down a Soul Train line before. Let me know in the chat if you have ever went down. I don't care if it was at your 5-year-old birthday party, if it was at your 10-year-old birthday party, 15, 50. I don't care what the age was. Let me know in the chat if you've ever went down a Soul Train line. Let me know. Let me see. My older sister, brother. What, Madeo? Look at that. Madell said her older sister and brother was on there. Madell, that's what I said earlier. I said that was right next door. Like, there's no way that my mother or my sister or my dad knew about that. Because if they knew about it, my sister used to always be dancing and doing all them dances like that back in the day. There's no way they wouldn't have got her to Chicago to have a chance to be on that show. So yes, man, Adele said her older sister and brother were there. Associate Minister said Don Cornelius was the executive producer of Soul Train. Okay, he created and he produced it. Oh, Madele, you're from Chicago. Okay, so you knew the thing. So Madele, you probably remember when it was just local in Chicago before it expanded nationally, huh? You probably do, man. Let me, y'all know, because the Soul Train line, you know, the Soul Train line, you could be at a party, you could be at a get together, you could be at a family reunion. Like, ultimately, when you having a good time with a big group of people, it is very likely that people are going to, like, form, you know, if you just having too much fun, you just go just have the Soul Train line. That's just what happens. That's what's happened. It's like a part of our whole culture now. Man. Okay, so another thing is that hundreds of future stars appeared before they became famous. They said hundreds of those. It make me want to go on a rabbit hole and start from the first show and go on and just take about a month or two and go through every episode or something. But they said that hundreds of those performers on there, they appeared before they even became famous. So they weren't even at the famous peak of their life yet, but they appeared on there. And I didn't know, because I always had in my mind that you had to be famous to get on there. But no, we learning that hundreds of the people weren't even famous yet. So I don't know. That's another fun fact, y'all. That's another fun fact. Okay. Another thing is that Michael Jackson and the Jackson Five performed there too while they were very young. So we all remember that. Now everybody, you don't remember no other episode. You do remember Michael Jackson and the Jackson Five. I know everybody remember that. I know everybody remember that. So now this was the thing. I always knew this. I think at the time they had so many artists that I loved on there. I probably didn't want to think it, but I already knew this, that many of the artists lip sync there. Some of them they were just horrible at the lip syncing, but some of them were so good that you thought, oh my gosh, this person must be really singing it. So a lot of them lip sync. There, it was really common, like on television music shows back then, of that time for people to lip sync. So a lot of them lip sync. So I thought that was interesting, and I was like, okay, I was younger and wondering, are these people really singing this? So I guess bottom line, some of them were not, right? Okay, another thing is that some of the dancers became celebrities themselves, y'all. Like the dancers that we saw out there just dancing, some of them became celebrities. The fans tuned in, like the fans of the show tuned in just to watch their favorite dancer. So like y'all know, I had my favorite dancer. Like that's why I wish I could learn how to put the videos up on the screen and do all that stuff, because I would have loved to went back and then did a clip of my favorite dancers. Like we had people. I remember it was this man that used to always have a hat on. I remember this couple that used to always be on there, and so we would just tune in just so we could look in the audience for our favorite dancer. Let me see, but they'll say I like Soul Train Live better than the bus stop. Yes, I do too. I always have fun with the Soul Train line. I probably have. Let me see. The last Soul Train line I did probably was a while ago. Probably was like 8 to 10 years ago. But that wasn't that long ago. Like there is no age group for Soul Train line. You can get a bunch of 1 year olds to do it and on up to 100. People love the Soul Train line, right? Okay, let me see. Um, what we got? What we got? Okay, so they said that a lot of fashion trends started on the Soul Train. Like now, this was interesting. They said this is what they said, that the fashion trends that started on Soul Train was the bell bottoms. Now, is that true, y'all? I wonder, do y'all think that's really true? But this, let me tell you what they told. I'm just telling y'all what they told me. Hey, Philip, Soul Train used to play on television here in Australia too. Okay, Philip, so you had it too. So they're saying that bell bottoms started from there. I don't know. Let me let me Google this once. I mean, I just want to Google it because do y'all think it was actually from the television show, or was that a time? Around the same time. Did the Soul Train TV show start bell bottoms, afros, platform shoes, and things like that? No, it did not invent. Okay, it didn't invent. It probably gave exposure, and probably, let's see, it probably got it to be more trendy. Okay, I could go with that. I like the lady that used to spin around in her dress. Okay, it seems like I do remember something like that. I ain't seen it so many. I haven't seen it in decades. I mean decades. I probably have not seen an episode of Soul Train in about, ooh, probably like 40, 35 years, something like that. So I can't, it seems like I remember, was it like no, she had different colors. Seems like I remember something like that. Okay, but okay, they said fashion trends started. I'm that's not, I don't think it started. But fashion trends that we used to see was the bell. You were going to see bell bottoms. You those afros were the best of the afros out there, and you know they was gonna have some 100-inch platform shoes. The way them people used to be on just about stilts, I don't know how they did it. I ain't never seen nobody fall. They used to jump up, hit a split, everything else, and some doggone stiletto height platforms. They did platforms like no other, like no other. So the platforms, they had the sequence going on there, all them big colorful outfits inspired the viewers around the country. So I do believe that they definitely inspired people to kind of piggyback off of those type of outfits that they had on. Okay, so it also showcased black culture like few national shows had before. So it was only a few shows back then that would actually show a part of the culture in that way. And so that's what it did. Show music, dance, style, and pride were front and center of that show. And I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that's why everybody could take to it. So that was a fact. The dance styles changed over the years. So the show evolved from soul to funk, disco, then R&B, and then early hip hop. Now that was interesting. So it really started from soul, like soul music. And then it went to funk, probably like Parliament, all of that. And then went to disco, probably that's the what, Donna Summer, stuff like that. The R&B artists that came on there after that. Let's see, who would probably be an R&B? Huh. The Jackson would be more like pop, I think, maybe. I don't know. But let's see. R&B, probably, I don't know, Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle. And then the hip hop, that must have been the when I stopped. Probably like Sugar Hill Gang. Sugar Hill Gang, stuff like that, right? So yes, let me see. The next one was the lighting and colorful set became instantly recognizable. The visual style became part of the show's identity. And that's for sure. Those disco balls, the big soul train on the wall, all the colors in the outfits, all of the things. The only thing that was kind of like toned down was Don Cornelius. He was so smooth. And you weren't gonna catch him in all of that, all those big colors like that. Now he might put on a hat here and there, but he was very calm, cool, and collective. So, but everybody else in the building, they was bright and colorful, right? Okay, so the audience often listen to this. This I didn't know. The audience often practiced the dance move before they start taping. So some of the dancers came prepared to impress with their best moves, but they would have, I guess, a period before they start taping, to give them a chance to actually practice their dance moves. So I was like, what? The people was taking that dancing serious back then. So they said many of the dancers actually auditioned just for a chance to be on the show. So Madele, did your sister and brother have to audition? They said being on Soul Train could make you locally famous. Madele, if you're still in here, did your sister and brother have to audition to be on that show? Tell me if they had to audition. Okay, so they say that the show influenced later dance and music programs. Many TV producers borrow ideas from Soul Train's format. So they probably are they talking about maybe, well, MTV is more like video. So what were some other dance shows, y'all? What was that one with the one guy? Oh, what was that? What was the other? His name was the short white guy. What is his name? Oh my God. I gotta Google it, y'all. I gotta Google it. Let me see. Wait, did I want to change it? No, I didn't want to change it. Okay, wait. Oh wait, I gotta go there. I gotta use this phone, y'all. Let me see. Dance Fever. Dance. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much, Lisa. Yes, Dance Fever. Dance, and that ran across my mind too. But I was like, no, that's not Dance Fever. Dance Fever. What was his name? What was the host? Let me see. Who was the host of Dance Fever? Um, Dang, that's not who I remember. Wait, let me see the images. What was his name? What was it? Terrio? Dennis Terrio. Okay, yeah. So now, let's see what year Dance Fever came out. Let's see. What year did Dance Fever come out? And 79. So that, I believe that's probably proof that Soul Train laid the foundation for future dance shows. I believe that. Let me see. Thank you for that, Lisa. Lisa, are you subscribed to the channel? Let me see. Madelle said, did you notice the dancer that were original was shown more that yes they were, yes they was going to get those you talking about the regular ones, the people who were regulars, oh yeah, they were getting their TV time. They were getting their TV time every week, that's for sure. That's because we said earlier that some of the dancers became famous because the people who tuned in, they did want to see who was going to be performing, but they was looking in that the on the dance floor trying to find their favorite dancers too. Yes. Oh yes, they had to audition. Okay, man, that's an experience to be a part of that, Madeo. Man, oh, let me see. Okay, so they said that the okay, so we said that the show influenced later dance and music programs. Another thing is that Don Cornelius was known for his calm, smooth speaking voice. Y'all know he was like super smooth. Nothing rattled him. He was so calm, cool, and collective all the time, and he stayed that way. They say his delivery became one of the most recognizable in television. Like he started being known for that. Like people would like imitate him. What do you call them? Comedians would imitate him. Like he stayed the same all the time. So he literally became known for his demeanor on that show. Okay. Also, the Soul Train helped introduce many artists and mainstream audiences. For some performers, it was their first national TV exposure. Like maybe they could have had albums, they could have had their music out, but they had never been on television. And so they went to Soul Train for their very first performance, y'all. I love that for these people. Okay, let me see. They also had celebrities sometimes dance with the audience, like viewers. Viewers never knew who might join in. So, like, you had some people who stayed on the stage, but then you had some who would actually, some of the performers who would actually get down in the on the dance floor and dance with the dancers. Now, that I never saw. Y'all ever saw an episode where they actually got off the stage and danced with them? I never seen that. I'm gonna have to Google a video clip or something like that. I never saw that, but they said they often did that. Okay, now later, Soul Train, they had Soul Train for years, and then later came the Soul Train Awards. Y'all know we used to love those Soul Train Awards. Man, that was before like BET Awards and all that. Them Soul Train Awards used to be so lit. Let me see. Okay, the success of the TV show eventually led to an awards program celebrating achievements in black music. That was just like we have to. Well, me, I have to give Don Cornelius so much more respect for this man to have created this and put his own money on the line. They said he used much of his own money on the line to create this local television show to expand nationally and be such an impact on the culture of music like that. That is just he did his thing. Okay, he did his thing. Okay, next thing that every decade looked different. So watching old episodes is like flipping through a fashion history book because they said that every decade they kind of like redid it, and I noticed that like the theme song would change. That what do you call it? Like that big icon that they had on the wall, or what do they call that? Whatever that was, with the logo of it, that would change periodically. So yes, I did see that. Let me see. Lisa said, "Still Pierre and AC Dancing on Air claimed it was from Philly, but broadcast from New Jersey." Oh, really? Okay. No, I never knew that. Okay, Don Cornelius, famous clothes. Okay, now I know y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to know this in the chat. What was Don Cornelius's famous closing line that became legendary? What was that last thing that he said at the end of every show? Every show, he wished the viewers what? Now y'all got to come up with that. Let me see. I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all if y'all don't get it, but I can't imagine y'all not getting this. What was that famous closing that became legendary? Um, that Don Cornelius. Yes, Madame, you better say that. Yes, love, peace, and soul. Y'all remember he used to say it like that? Yes, man. Okay, let me see. Okay, so Soul Train become one of the longest running first. run syndicated TV shows in the U.S. history. So its longevity made it a cultural institution, y'all. It became one of the longest running first run syndicated TV shows in U.S. history. That man is like they did used to really they really did like honor him a lot of times, but I don't think that I was smart enough. You know, I don't think I was smart enough to know how serious his achievements really was. I gotta say, I just really didn't. I didn't know. I didn't internalize it that much. I have so much more respect for him. Hey, the safe zone. How you doing in the safe zone? How are you, girl? I seen you. I seen you live the other day. You was out there in Memphis streets. I saw you. I saw you. Okay, so another thing for many families, Saturday morning meant cartoons first, and then what? Soul Train. That's just what we did. That was the rule. That's what you did. All the households get up, watch your cartoons before you start having to clean up, and then you go sit down and watch Soul Train. It wasn't just a TV show; it was a whole weekly event. It was a whole weekly event. Let me see. Adele said, "Did you say when they were escaped down the train? Wait, did you say when they were escaped down the train line dancing? I don't understand what you said, Adele. You said, did you say when they were escaped down the train line dancing? No, I didn't say that. I mean, wait, she said, I meant, do you remember when they. Oh, yes, when they start skating. Yes, I do remember that. I do remember that, Madeo. Man, and I didn't remember until you just said it. Like I'm telling you, I haven't watched this show in over, I'm going to say it had to be like between about 35 years. At least 35 years, could have been longer than that. And so, yes, those are just such good memories. I'm sure I'm about to try to hunt down some YouTube clippings because I just want to see it. Man, those were the days, y'all. Let me see. So, wait, let me see. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. I think that is the last fun fact that I had about it. So, okay, y'all tell me. So, back in the day, when y'all saw those dances, did y'all ever sit y'all behind or stand y'all behind up in front of the TV trying to copy those dances? Did y'all ever try to copy the dances that y'all saw them doing? Let me know. Let me know. Man, okay, we talked about the platform shoes, how they was like stiletto height platform shoes. Now I never owned a pair of platform shoes. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all ever actually own. I'm talking about true platform shoes, not the ones that they doing nowadays. I'm talking about the true ones that they had back in the day. Let me know if y'all have a pair of those. Those polyester outfits. I do remember. I would need to find that picture. Do I have that picture? I do remember having this polyester outfit. 'Cause that was a common material back there. That I remember it was brown with a white collar. It was brown with a white collar. I remember my mother had because back then you could find people who sold clothes and put it together when you wanted custom outfits. And I remember my mother had the outfit made for me, and it was a brown outfit with a white collar. So I do remember having one of those polyester outfits. I remember that. I can't remember if it was a two piece or a one piece. I can't remember that though. Man. So yes. Let me see. Now I was trying to think of who was my favorite. Okay, of course Michael Jackson did his thing on there. But you know what? I really remember the Barge. For some reason, I don't know why. I just really remember when the Barge was on there. So I didn't see Marvin Gaye. Like we didn't see everybody. Everybody hit that stage. I it seemed like I kind of remember Marvin Gaye. I don't know if I seen Marvin Gaye when he was there. It seemed like that was probably like a rerun or something at the time. And I do remember seeing Michael Jackson and the Jackson Five. You know, they gonna never let us stop seeing the clips from Jackson Five. But I do remember the Barge. That was one of my favorites. That was one of my favorites on there. I know that for sure. So yes. Man, those was the days, y'all. Those were the days. There was the days. So yep, and so if y'all on this replay, thanks for catching the replay. Thanks for everybody who came in. Yes, left a lot, Auntie. But I said yes, I saw you, girl. I saw you. I saw you. Thanks so much for coming in, y'all. I thought this was a fun topic to do for Way Back Wednesday because everybody knows about Soul Trade. Ike and Tina, yep, Ike and Tina. Everybody was on that show. Everybody was on that show. Yes, man, those were the good old days. Y'all make sure y'all go and pull up one of those episodes and check it out. because that's what I'm about to do. That's exactly what I'm about to do. So I will see y'all later tomorrow for game night, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Hopefully y'all make it in. I got a game that I made up. So it is called What's on My Plate. So hopefully y'all can come in at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. Meet me back over here. If y'all are not subscribed, can you please subscribe? Can you please tell somebody you know to subscribe? Let them know to come on over here. If they don't want to come on over here, grab their phone and was like, okay, you just still need to do a good deed. Subscribe to our channel. Do the thing, y'all. Do the thing. One day it might pop in. Okay? I appreciate all of y'all. Thanks for coming in.